Recovering Queen. The Queen fan podcast where we talk about and play the songs we love. With Jay, Matt, and Ian.
Welcome to Recovering Queen, the Queen podcast where we did Queen covers 20 years ago, sat on them for 20 years, then started doing them again, then started doing a podcast talking about the methods and the madness of the greatest band in the world, Queen. My name's Ian, and with me now, just like we were 20 years ago, is Matt and Jay. Good evening, gents.
Good evening, Ian.
Now, a slight departure from the normal introduction there to inform the listeners that the track we're talking about this evening, we covered this 20 years ago. Put your mind back, listeners. It's 2001. The Strokes are riding high at the top of every chart in the world with their debut album.
Not the Fairy Fellas Master Strokes.
No, just the Strokes.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
And Radiohead are disappointing fans around the world with Kid A and Amnesiac after the success of the Bends. Britpop is now, it's all dead, and we're embarking on doing Queen covers. And we decided for some reason to all do a version of the Queen classic
Nevermore.
We just did that for a bit of fun. Found them like a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. We all went away and we recorded a cover each. And then we were going to choose the best one to do as a sort of live track, weren't we?
Right, is that right?
Yeah, we were going to do it as a sort of live track. And Nevermore seemed like a really good one because people wouldn't know who it was by. Yeah, I found my version of it a few weeks ago, and it just sounded so much like the music of that era that I was actually quite chuffed with it, because it sounds like that sort of post-Radiohead, post-Jeff Buckley kind of thing with a bit of Britpop chucked in. Like it's like, I don't think I'd be able to do it like that again.
Absolutely. And the only album I listened to that year was the Strokes' first album. So my version it sounds exactly like the Strokes.
Yeah, the Strokes' first album was, wow, how is that the best album of that year? It's so good, isn't it?
Oh, man, it's so great. I would strongly recommend any listeners that don't know the album to do look it up and have a listen. And even if you do, put it on again. Here's
the mystery, though, because we're going to give you two covers tonight, which is Ian's version and my version. But we seem to be missing Jay's version, and it's a little bit of a mystery whether Jay's version ever existed, whether Jay actually got round to the challenge 20 years ago.
No. Don't come that. I did it, and I remember specifically because I did it as a sort of faithful reproduction. And I remember at the time thinking, what are these guys doing? What are they doing putting this new style onto such a classic song?
An interpretation.
And I've got to admit, well, yeah, interpretation. And now I love both of them. But at the time I was thinking, you can't do that. You've just got to reproduce it in as near to it as you possibly can, which is kind of silly thing to do because you're never going to get that close. So an interpretation is always going to be better. So yeah, I did do one. I know I did one. I know I did it in my heart. Absolutely.
Okay. We
but we're missing it.
But your version was a fairly faithful piano version.
Yeah.
The Freddie Mercury classic.
Yeah, so the listeners can imagine it at the end.
Yeah.
So that's good. That's nice.
Yeah.
We leave like about 2 or 3 minutes of space right at the end of the other two tracks. We'll just leave that going for you. So if you can hold on for about 2 to 3 minutes, you'll hear like nothing.
Could put yours on
for
first
2
of the three.
2 to 3 minutes. No, I think we should put it on last so the listeners can have a bit more chance to build up to it. And then if you listen those last 3 minutes, you can just imagine exactly what it would have sounded like.
Nice. We'll do that. Ian,
I thought that was funny.
Your stroke. No, it was. Well, but there's no audience to sort of react.
Well, there's you two. I stand corrected. It wasn't funny.
Often, if you do too much laughing, it sounds like you're being self-reverential on podcasts. Though I find.
Well, that was a bit of a buzzkill, wasn't it?
Yeah, I know. Sorry.
People just think we're being sarcastic.
So the track Nevermore.
Yes. Let's enough history. Let's get back to The 1974 classic, 74 classic, Nevermore. I mean, it's just brilliant, isn't it? It's absolute Freddie Mercury genius with some of his most beautiful piano playing, wonderful melody, perfectly Queen 2-esque imagery in the lyrics, and sits there beautifully before March of the Black Queen.
Yeah, there's some beautiful... I love some of the production techniques on it. It seems like it's a really simple song, but those those ringing piano parts that he does on top, it's absolutely ace, isn't it?
I've got here transcendental. I've got one of the most moving pieces of music of all time. I absolutely love this track, and in fact, I think I was doing GCSEs at the time, and you had to give 3 examples of the very best music that you could do, and some disparate examples at that. And I think I did something like Mars Out of the Planets, this, and then something else. But it just moves me to a different place. This track, it's perfection. That's all I can describe it as, is absolute perfection.
Yeah. Well, the way it starts, this is completely signature Freddie, isn't it? It's the the da 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 da, reminiscent of Bohemian Rhapsody piano line, reminiscent of You Take My Breath Away piano line, the Freddie Mercury kind of broken arpeggio kind of thing that he even It's a Hard Life as well, that arpeggio in there. Time and time again, he plays with this rhythmic pattern that's just so beautifully effective. And on this one, he's got the delays as well between the bars, the little pauses, the little slowdowns.
Think of how much he's developed as a player, a singer, and a songwriter between this and, say, Jesus off the previous album. And you think it's just in a different league, isn't it? So he has really massively sort of taken a stride. I mean, it's got a lot of everything that's about to come up with Freddie Mercury songs from this point onwards. So he's found a voice, hasn't he? Nevermore is part of that finding a voice on Queen too, for sure.
Yeah, and his lyrics are lovely on this track. I mean, we have discussed many times his power of lyrical writing when it's on an emotional and subject dear to his heart. And just looking at some of the lines here about such beautiful and poetic imagery, the tragedy of the sun being so warm and tender, but Freddie nothing left to grow because he's heartbroken. I mean, is this Keats or some, I don't know, Browning? I don't know. I'm not a literary guy, but it's beautiful stuff, I think.
I mean, are we assuming here that Nevermore is, when people say I'm not in a good place, this is another breakup song, isn't it? And Freddie's breakup place is a place called Nevermore. Don't send me to the path of Nevermore.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's another beautiful poem, isn't it? Set to music. And again, I mean, it is really similar to Dear Friends from last week's podcast, where it's a little track that's stuck in there as a palate cleanser. I think this one's better as a standalone track.
Oh, but no. You've gone too far this time, Matt. This is not a cleansed palate. No. This is a work of art. This is sublime. This is sublime. This is ethereal. No. But carry on.
It's certainly on a different level of ambition, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, it is essentially a very simple, in inverted commas, song, but it does have all that
it's short.
Extraordinary. It's short. It does have the extraordinary backing vocals in the middle and towards the end, and the funny jumps on the bass as well. Where it's good, da-dum, da-dum. I always like that with Deaky.
It's actually a really subtly good band performance. But the Freddie Mercury piano playing and the kind of special effects on the piano as well, and all these weird things going on. It seems like it's really straightforward, but it's not. It's an absolute gem, isn't it?
Yeah. But in a sense, Jay, I have to defend Matt there a little bit. Just say that it does fit in between two other enormously frantic songs. If you think Fairy Fella's Masterstroke and March of the Black Queen, it's not as frantic, as energetic as those. It does somewhat calm things down in between those two storms.
It certainly does. And what 3 tracks running into
Oh
each
my
other?
God.
I mean,
God, as a medley of tracks, that I don't know if there is any place in the universe that beats that as a medley of tracks. I mean, it's just like the Fairy Fellas Masterstroke is ridiculous. And then you're going into Nevermore, which, like you said, is this like amazing piece of art. And then you go into the March of the Black Queen, which for some people is their favourite Queen track of all time, isn't it? I mean,
it's up there, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, certainly
It's
is.
It's Bohemian Rhapsody without being Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah,
It's what's going to come next. So these 3 tracks define Freddie Mercury more than anything else, and Nevermore is that amazing bit in the middle. So it's
peak Queen
saying,
for me, absolute peak Queen.
It's like, look at me, I'm going to do complete heartbreak here, and this is how I'm going to do heartbreak for the rest of my career. And he absolutely smashes it.
And this is his the prototype for the heartbreak song. Obviously, later on, where the songs become a little bit more traditional, the hard life, the play the game, they become a lot more traditionally structured. This is the evolution from that, isn't it? This is the earliest life form almost of that. And then
how annoying is it that people think of Queen as being really bombastic and over the top when they're not afraid of doing these little ballads and little tiny understated pieces of work, and they know he's written the song, and it's like, this is what this song needs. It just needs to be this understated song about heartbreak, and that's it. I'm not going to overdo it. I'm not going to overproduce it. I'm not going to kind of try and find a middle eight for it. It is what it is.
Yeah.
They kick ass, Queen do for that. They're so good at that.
Sadly, no live performances other than the BBC studio sessions in April '74, which is worth a listen. If you're on the Spotify and everything, full band effort. So Roger gets a little bit of a go, as well as Brian on guitar. Obviously, well, in my humble opinion, not a patch on the studio version. The piano's nowhere near as nice. It is a bit more bombastic. It's a bit more what you'd have to do if you had limited time. It's nowhere near as much of a work of art, as Jay's put it, which I think is an excellent way of putting it, as the studio version. But, as a curiosity, it's worth a listen. And, Freddie sings it beautifully.
Yeah, and I'm just thinking more about this sort of dreamscape world that Freddie conjures up, because it's not like it's that ability of a songwriter to create something even in your own head. You're not sure what it is. It's more just a figment or a sort of a concept that you can go to where it's hard to describe. I mean,
you could say that Noel Gallagher did it with the phrase Wonderwall.
Yeah,
it's picking a phrase where it's like, yeah, it doesn't mean anything, but you know what it means.
Yes, you feel it in your deep in yourself that it's at this sort of imaginary place or feeling. That's exactly it, Matt. Thank you for bailing me out there, because I wasn't able to articulate that, but it's exactly that thing. Wonderful.
Yeah, I mean, lyrically, it's such a short song. There's not much you can say other than it's really poetical, heartbreak stuff, isn't it? And he just nails it. He just does it like he always does, heart on his sleeve, sings it like he means it. You know that he means it. You know that Freddie's been hurt somewhere and he's had some heartbreak, and he's actually managed to capture it completely in a song. And that's it. Done.
And again, this one does stand up on its own as a song, despite its shortness, but it fits perfectly on the album to just break things up, calm things down. Again, the way that Queen can place tracks on the right order on any album to make it the best possible experience for us. Phenomenal.
Yeah, and I enjoyed singing on your version of this, Matt. That was one of those times where it's just, it's different, but it really works as well. It's
well, the thing about the way that I've done it, obviously the songs is in common tempo 4/4 kind of feel. It's in common meter. But I did it in 6/8 because I know that Freddie Mercury liked to do songs in 6/8 as well. He liked to have that kind of compound feel, like Somebody to Love and all those kind of things, have that kind of jaunt to them. And it was kind of popular at the time with Jeff Buckley and Radiohead like to do stuff in 6/8 as well. So that's why I did it in 6/8. And it kind of, I think it really works. I think it really works in that.
It does. And it's really evocative of, the new millennia, what was going on with guitar bands back then. As you said earlier, you wouldn't do it like that now because those times have gone. But that's what we were doing in guitar bands back then.
Yeah. And it was really interesting because it was like, when I'd done it, I was thinking to myself, well, maybe instead of this being a cover of Nevermore, I could just turn it into one of my own tracks and no one would ever know. It's almost like a really cool songwriting technique of just transposing a song so far away from where it was that you end up with the backing of an entirely new song that no one would ever know that you'd pilfered it from Freddie Mercury.
That's how rock and roll works, isn't it? For the last 60 years, everyone just nicks everything off everyone else and to invent the next thing.
Well, yeah, I mean, with 12-bar blues, you can't even not do that.
You could just change the lyrics to something like Stephen Ball or something like that.
Yeah. Stephen Ball. Be very weird. Well, I don't know why Stephen Ball, but there we go.
Well, if Stephen's listening, then there's a dedication
welcome to the show.
Yeah, welcome to the show.
He'd be probably really shocked. What? They said my name.
Well, no, I was just thinking Evermore is obviously too near. So I was thinking it's hard. What would you do instead of?
How would you feel if they brought out a cleaning product called Nevermore?
Oh my God,
and they used this track.
Do not put any ideas out there, Matt.
Because that would be horrible, wouldn't
There's no mud stains on my carpet anymore.
Right, you're making me feel ill now. Right, between
the
us
stains
and
have gone.
listeners, this goes no further. Nobody talks about this. We don't talk about Nevermore being used in any adverts. Crikey, there's a scary thought.
So come on then. Scores on the doors for this little gem.
For Nevermore. Well, for me, it's a 10.
Whoa. I wasn't expecting that. Jay?
Well, go on, Matt. What were you going to say then?
Oh, God, this is so difficult because it's not March of the Black Queen. It's not Somebody to Love. So I can't give it a 10. I love it. And now I feel a bit sick that Ian's gone with 10. I'm going to give it an 8. But it's only because it doesn't. It's just it is part of a medley of songs. And I don't think outside of that it's stands on itself more than an 8. And an 8 is obviously really good, particularly in Queen's catalogue. So I'm going to go with 8. I'm going to.
Oh, well,
Jay? I can't give it a 10.
Well, I mean, for me, it is pure magic. It's transcendental, as I said earlier on. Yeah, it's a short track, and I can definitely see what you're saying there, Matt. But when it comes on, I can feel my heart actually filling up, and I can feel my body filling up. It has that effect on me, as quite a few of the Freddie tracks do. It's an easy 10 for me. Absolutely love it. Yeah.
I think as we do more and more tracks off Queen 2 in particular, I think my scores are going to be quite high.
Fair enough.
Absolutely on that one. So, 2 cover versions for you this evening, listeners, from 2001. Here are the versions of Nevermore.
There's no living in my life anymore. The seas have been dry and the rain stopped falling. Please don't you cry anymore. Can't you see? Listen to the breeze. Whisper to me, please. Don't send me to the path of nevermore. Nevermore.
Listen to the breeze, don't send me to the back of Nevermore.